in a small town down in Arkansas, where the river flows. There's a man with a passion that everybody knows. He's got a collection that'll make you stare. Vintage pocket knives laid with tender care.
Howdy, howdy everybody. Welcome to HT's EDC. Coming at you from the front porch this morning. We are out here battling the frigid temperatures. It's probably up to 30 degrees now. When I woke up this morning, it was upper 20s. Might even be 31 or 32 by now, but came out on the front porch and got to get the top off the coffee here and let it get cooling, but thought it'd be a good time to do, we ain't had a stag and a stogie in a while, and technically we're really not having one again today, but we are going to have a stogie while we talk about things this morning, because I have just been absolutely craving one. So just a little bit more right down here. And we're off and going. Got the old USA Canada lighter here. Got the Canadian loon on one side, and got a good old 74 silver dollar on the other side. And today we are puffing cheap. Nothing special here. We have an old Drew Estates factory smoke, and this is a sweet, the red label. Red's always better, even in cigars. But this is just a good, cheap, I call it a house smoke. I like to keep these around just for these occasions. They don't break the bank. They're tasty. They go, they complement well with a good morning cup of coffee. And yeah, I just wanted one this morning. It's been a while. So, y'all did not come here to see me puff on a stogie. Let's get right into what we're toting today. As my smoke wants to come right in front of the camera, I see. Front left pocket, we got the old Holy Land pocket cross. We love this. Always going to have this on our person. And today, kind of making our stag and stogie, if you will, we have a little fake stag. We have some Stag-a-lon. And today, going in the pocket, we have one of my all-time favorites, cigar pattern here, Remington Bullet. I call it the Moose Rat. That's just what we're going with around this channel. Remington calls it the Muskrat, but you guys know what I think about that. Oh yeah, just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. Absolutely love this spay slash spear point. Yeah, do it this way. Spay slash spear point blade that are on these. Love this. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love the cigar pattern. You guys know that. Just nice and neutral in hand. Very thick and broad across the back. This is a HT biggin, because this is my kind of favorite little sweet spot. 4 1/4 inches for a pocket knife. And this is exactly what this is 4 1/4 inches of good old Stag-a-lon. And yeah, the Remington Bullet, Moose Rat in full Stag-a-lon to pair with my cheap but tasty stogie this morning. That's what we're going to be toting. And yes, it goes in nicely in the old MKM magnetic slip. So, wanted to do a video. Had a couple things come in the mail yesterday. Gonna get to all of them, but I want each person to have their own day. So the other person that sent me something in, if they watch this video, they'll probably like, well, I know I sent him something. You're coming. I did not want to do, like I said, I want y'all both to have your own day, and I want to show my appreciation for each one of you guys individually. So today we went with my brother from another mother down in South Louisiana, Brother Chuck, Brier Patch Blades. Fantastic channel. Unapologetically, I tell you, he is in my tier 1 of content creators. Love his content. Love him as a person. Yeah, I could sit here and embarrass him some even more, but we won't do that. But if you are not subbed and checking out Brier Patch Blades, you are, in my estimation, doing yourself a disservice, because dude's just awesome. He has awesome content, and he's an even better fella. And to expound on the better fella part, he has been at it again. I have, let me get this box open real quick. Bear with me. I have been commenting on a bunch of his videos on, he's a big lanyard guy, on like his folding hunters, on his Remington bullets that have lanyard holes. And this cat has some of the coolest beads on his lanyards, and I've been like, man, where do you get those beads? Those are next level, man. I love the color of them. I just love them. Well, he has sent me a box full of them here. I don't know how many's in there. Looks like about 10 of them in there. I haven't counted. But those cool beads that you see on his videos, he even put me one in there. If you can see that one right there that is plain and is untoasted and uncharred, for me to do my own little handiwork on. And he has basically told me where these came from and what he's doing to these. And man, I love them. And he gave me an HT starter kit here to get me off and rolling. And buddy, that is just cool as creek water, man. I thank you for the beads. I love, like I said, I had been commenting on them, man. Where do you get those beads? Those are cool. And I guess I commented on them, and I oohed and awed over them enough that he sent me a handful. So shout out to you. Big thanks to you, buddy, for sending those along. But he wasn't done. And this is where it even gets cooler. As you know, and as I just said, if you didn't know, Chuck is my brother from another mother. He knows most of my likes, my dislikes, and vice versa. So he knows exactly the kind of knives that trip my trigger. Actually, this one that I'm showing this morning, that for my what you toting, that is a big Chuck knife right there. He is entrenched in these Remington bullets and these the bullet knives and these moose rats. So I know, kind of did this in your honor when I picked out my carry today, Chuck. That's in your honor also, buddy. Like I said, I know his likes, he knows mine. Well, he sent along a show enough HT biggin. And you guys know my channel, and you know on this channel we love them biggins. And Chuck knows that, and he has sent along one that, honestly, Chuck, you got me on this one, buddy. I knew there's a little Blackhorn. This is called the Blackhorn. The Case Blackhorn 4.2. Let's just get it out there and show you this whole thing. And right there, you'll see Blackhorn 4.2, the set of antlers there. Well, I knew of the little knife called the Blackhorn. And there's, I guess it's the mini Blackhorn or whatever. It's a little smaller pocket knife from Case. And I thought that was it. Just there was a mini Blackhorn, and I never knew this behemoth existed. And if you guys are wondering how big this is, I should have brought it out here. This is as big as a folding hunter. This is basically a single blade folding hunter. But it has the what do they call this? Velox or kraton, excuse me, not Velox. This is kraton handles, which is basically a fancy word for rubberized. If you guys know, you guys that know the Gerber Gator series, which is a hallowed knife on this channel, love the Gerber Gator. That material, that rubberized material that's on the Gerber Gators, well, this is kind of some of the same stuff. Super grippy. If it gets wet, it's a little tacky. I mean, it is just a grip magnet. Anyway, I didn't know this big boy existed. I knew of the little guy called the mini Blackhorn. I had seen that before, but had no idea there was a big brother. And this was actually this 4.2 Blackhorn 4.2 edition. This is a knife from the 80s that they ran. It's discontinued now. So if you find one of these or looking for one of these and like this, you're going to have to go out there on the secondary market or get you a good buddy like Chuck, like I did. No, but yeah, these are long discontinued. But mine, if you can tell here, if I can get this to come into focus. Anyway, that is a 1 dot. You can see the Case USA with the Lightning Bolt S, and USA with the Lightning Bolt S and USA. And this has Uno, 1 little dot there beside that SS. Well, that is a 1989. So this here is about 35, 36 years old, completely vintage. 89, put some date on me. 88, 89 was my freshman year in high school. So yeah, there we go. But this is a 1989. This is a backlocking knife. Nice solid lockup. And it took me all of about 3 hours, Chuck, of ownership that you guys will get a kick out of it. HT has already put a thumb stud on this dude for one-hand opening, one-hand deployment. So you can roll this out one-handed. And if I get lucky, I'll make a fool of myself this morning on camera. You can flick this open one-handed. Ah, look at there. It's a good morning. But yeah, it took me all of about 3 hours, Chuck, to go HT-anize this blade and get me a thumb stud on there. But man, I love it. Has the little Case moniker right here on the little rubber grips. And there's one more thing that's super cool about this knife. And he had to verse me on it because, like I said, I didn't even know this knife existed. Shame on me. I call myself Mr. Biggin, and this thing had been floating around out there, you know, since the 80s. And this one here had just flew under my radar. But if you take this pile side cover right here, and you push, let me make sure I do it right. You push backwards on it. See what I'm doing there? Check this out. This thing opens up, and you can get in there and clean out your knife. There you go. Get to all the workings. You can get in there and oil it. You can clean this pivot. Obviously, this is a big knife like this. Blackhorn has the deer antlers on it. There's a theme going on here, folks. As I probably... That's what I figured. Ran my mouth too much. I'll have to relight. Anyway, there is a theme here. This is a hunting knife, like a folding hunter style knife. And this is kind of predominantly made as a hunting knife for skinning and game. Well, if you're going to have a folding knife that's not a fixed blade for skinning and game, well, you're going to get let's just say, stuff in your pivot and in your knife at times and need to get it out of there, you hunters know I'm not trying to be gross, but this is just a cool feature. And there's the other side of your inner lining here. But that is just a cool feature that you can open this thing right up. You've cleaned an animal or whatever and got some of that stuff inside your knife, and you can go right in there, spray it out, get you a little brush, whatever, get everything cleaned up, drop you a few drops of oil on it, and check this out. If I can do it right, get everything lined back up. Look at there. And it clicks right back home. And we're off and going again. Cool feature. Cool knife from a cool friend of mine. Thank you, Brother Chuck. Over the moon about this, buddy. Love it. And that is another one to the HT. I'm calling it I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments, can I get away with calling this a folding hunter? It is definitely a hunter style knife, maybe not a folding hunter. I mean, we won't call it the true folding hunter, but it is definitely a hunter style. It is definitely a big one, and it is I definitely love it. So shout out to Brother Chuck for the goodies. Love you, buddy. And we've had the lid off this coffee. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's drinkable now. We can put the top back on it. We're gonna get that stogie relit. We're gonna drink up some of this coffee out here and enjoy this beautiful morning. But I did want to get on here and showcase my new toys, in case you guys had never seen. Again, this is the Case XX Blackhorn 4.2. And it is, if I didn't say, this thing is like 5 1/4 or 5 3/8, basically the same size, or maybe even just a hair longer than a folding hunter. So, I mean, look at that in hand. It is a whopper. Has some nice, I haven't even talked about the ergos, has some nice finger grooves, some cutouts in here, super comfortable, which is what you would want on an outdoors knife, one that you're going to be, taking, half an hour or so. I know there's somebody's going to say in the comments, it takes you half an hour to do a deer, process a deer. Well, I'm old and I got arthritic fingers, so yeah, it might even take me longer than 30 minutes. But anyway, whatever it takes you, how much amount of time it takes you to process a deer, it's nice to be comfortable and have a nice. And they've thought this one out. Like I say, if your hands get wet, your hands get sticky, you're just going to mold to this handle and knife even better. So I think this is well thought out, and I love it. Thank you again, Chuck, for adding this to my collection. Going to let you guys go. I love you. Thank y'all for hanging out with me this Saturday morning or whenever you watch this video. God bless you. Till we see you the next time. I am HT, and I am out.
Buck knives gleaming under that old porch light. He'll tell their stories deep into the night. Reviews and torture tests, it's a sight to see. HT